shapes. A bit confusingly for users of previous versions of Paint, the line tool and the curved line tool have been cunningly concealed in the shapes gallery, along with rectangles, rounded rectangles, ellipses and freehand polygons. As well, though, there are a number of added shapes, arrows, speech balloons, various stars, and others. Basics for all shapes. Open the Shapes gallery by clicking the down arrow under the Shapes picture and click the shape you want to draw. You have to have chosen a shape before you try to use the outline or fill buttons and before you choose a line thickness. Please be aware that if you choose solid fill when your background color is set to white, the shape will be filled with white until it is pasted, and ditto with solid outline drawn with the right button. That is, if you move the shape onto a colored area while its bounding box is still active, the white fill will show. However, if the shape is pasted onto a white area and later selected and moved onto a colored part of the picture, the white part will then be transparent. Having chosen a shape, click the outline button to the right of the shape's picture and click on solid color or a texture of your choice. Click the fill button and click on no fill, solid color, or a texture of your choice. Click the down arrow below the size picture and click on Align Thickness. Press a mouse button and drag to draw the shape. If you draw with your left mouse button, color 1 will be used for the outline. If you draw with your right mouse button, color 1 will be used for the fill. Once you've drawn a shape, but while the bounding box is still visible, you can change color 1 and color 2, you can change the line width, alter choices in the outline and fill lists, drag handles to change the size and proportions of the drawn shape or move it to a different place in your picture. When you are fully satisfied, click well away from your newly drawn shape to cancel the bounding box and paste the shape into your picture. Straight lines. Straight lines are the first offering in the Shapes gallery. Open the gallery and click the Line button. Click the Outline button and click on solid color or a texture of your choice. Click the Size drop-down and click Align Thickness, then select Colors. Lines drawn while the left mouse button is pressed will use color 1, those drawn with the right button will use color 2. Draw your line. It will be perfectly straight. If you hold down the Shift key while drawing a line, it will be precisely horizontal, precisely vertical, or precisely at 45 degrees. Curved lines. The Curved Lines tool isn't quite as easy to use as it once was. Closed curves don't come with just 3 clicks, and if you're familiar with my 8-petaled flower from earlier versions, that doesn't work in Paint for Windows 7. I've written fresh directions, but on a separate page. Flower bunch for Paint in Windows 7. Meanwhile, here are the basics of drawing curved lines. Click the little arrow under the Shapes picture and click the Curved Line button. Click the Outline button and choose solid color or a texture of your choice. Then click under the Size picture and choose Align Thickness. Choose colors if you wish. Draw a line. For a pointed curve, like this one, put your cursor somewhere near the finishing end of the line. With the mouse button pressed, move the cursor around slowly and watch the line following it. When you think the line is where you want it, release the mouse button. Now put your cursor somewhere close to the beginning of the line, press the mouse button and again move the cursor slowly around until you like what you see, then release the mouse button. To make a smooth curve, after you have drawn your line, put your cursor close to the beginning of the line. With the mouse button pressed, move your cursor around slowly until you feel the curve is almost as you want it and release the mouse button. Now press your mouse button down near the end where you finished the line. Move the cursor around until you are happy with the curve, then release the mouse button. Occasionally it happens that the curve is exactly as you want it with your first click. In that case, don't move your mouse, just click again in the same place. Closed curves. To draw a closed curve, first draw a triangle to be erased later. Make the triangle short and fat or tall and skinny, depending on the finished shape you want. Be sure to use a color other than the color you'll use for your finished shape, so that you can erase it easily. Having chosen the curved line tool, and set line thickness and color, put your cursor where you want the point of the shape. Press your mouse button and move the cursor the tiniest bit, just enough to convince the program that you've drawn a very short line. Release the mouse button and click once on each of the other points of the triangle. Repeated curves. Problems with the bounding box. When you're drawing several curved lines one after the other, you'll find it helpful to click the selection tool or the pencil when each curve is completed. When you do this, it cancels the bounding box around the completed curve. Then go back to the Shapes tool and choose the curved line again. Ellipses, rectangles, circles, and squares. If you want to draw an exact shape, say a square or a circle, hold the Shift key while you draw and release the mouse button before you let go of the Shift key. Freehand Polygons. To draw a freehand polygon, click the polygon button in the gallery. After setting line, fill and so on, hold a mouse button down and draw the first line of the polygon. Then release your mouse button and click where you want the next line to end. Keep clicking endpoints until you want the last line to finish the shape, then double-click. Line thickness, the size tool. This tool becomes active only after you have chosen either a brush or a shape, so choose your brush or shape and you'll then find you can click the down arrow under size and choose a line thickness. The line thicknesses offered vary according to the brush you've chosen.